Do not worry about your difficulties in mathematics. I can assure you mine are still greater than yours, was said by great scientist Albert Einstein, who was born on this date when class 12th CBSE students attempted their board examination. How was your exam?
It wasn't very good because section C was definitely very good. 6 markers were good, but they were extremely lengthy. So you had to struggle to complete the paper. Plus the 4 markers were difficult and as well as lengthy. So the paper was difficult plus lengthy. So we were literally struggling to actually complete the paper, let alone revising. We hardly had any time for revising also.
Were you prepared for such a paper? Like we generally have help books other than NCRT. So were you prepared that these questions would arrive?
Actually, I really felt that, since last year also the paper was quite difficult, so we were expecting a moderate level paper this time. I would say the section C fared well, but then section B, they put all the difficult questions in that section. So we were prepared for a moderate paper. However, this I felt was a bit higher level.
The paper it was not very difficult, but then the questions were a bit tricky.
How many graph-based questions were there?
Only one.
Only one. And since calculus included 50% of the marks in the paper, so was that part difficult or easy?
It was tricky, that's what I would say. It was tricky, you just need to get your mind on it, then you need to solve the questions, that's all.
Did you expect an easy exam this year or?
Yeah, we expected easy, but it was not that easy, but it was quite good. The balance paper.
Paper was set from NCRT or help books?
No, actually it was very varied. So application based from NCRT itself, but from other books as well.
So it was not completely from NCRT.
No, it was not.
Were there any out of the syllabus questions?
Not out of the syllabus exactly, but there were like you have to think about some questions. There were some type of questions like those. So you can't say that directly you can hit upon them. So you have to think about them and you then need to write.
It wasn't that easy as we all expected, after doing all those physics, chemistry, and English exam. But yeah, it was lengthy.
How did you attempt the workings, the calculations?
Calculations for a few questions like matrices and all, they were quite lengthy ones. So it took time. It consumed a lot of time to write down the calculation and do it.
We came with the mentality that the questions will come from NCRT, and we solved NCRT, and we focused on that for the last 1 week or since we started preparing. So I had no idea where the questions were.
So which was the most tricky part in the paper?
Calculus, you could say, was a major tricky part, and matrix and determinants there were new questions, but they were not very tricky. Well, because the methodology, what I wrote was correct. I don't know about the answer, so I'm expecting above 90, barely.
As the reviews are coming from the students this year, it was not an easy paper and it was not from the NCRT book. We wish the results would favor these students.